Start over. Okay. All right, so the next item on the agenda, welcome everyone, is public hearing. Public hearing and adoption of the 2024 Monroe Transportation Benefit District budget. Ms. Hassard.
Thank you, Chairman Hanford. So what we have before you this evening is the recommended 2024 Transportation Benefit District budget. Unlike the city of Monroe, the Transportation Benefit District still does an annual budget. I did not see anything in the TBD statutes that allow us to maybe go to a biannual budget, but we can work with that. That's okay. You will notice that some of the numbers in the requests that we have, especially for the reimbursement to the city, looks a little large, but that's because the city has 2 years to spend its capital budget. So that just due to timing, when we looked at what bills we thought we would get before the end of the year to the TBD, there's probably going to be some carryover that we thought we would pay in 23 that we are now acknowledging in 24. But that is also then reflected in a higher than anticipated beginning fund balance for the TBD as well. So with that, what we are looking at and what we are recommending for 2024 is a reimbursement amount of up to $2,420,000 to the city of Monroe for their capital projects, as well as $80,000 in 2024 for operations in the streets fund. And then of course, there's $2,500 anticipated for the annual liability insurance that the district purchases as well. So any other specifics have all been published in the packet, and I am available to answer any questions after the public hearing. So with that, Mr. Chairman Hanford, I would turn it back over to you.
Great, thank you. Board, are there any questions or discussion or a motion? I apologize. Okay, we're going to open up the public hearing. Is there anyone online to speak at the public hearing? Is there anyone in this room that would like to speak to the public hearing? Okay, I don't believe we need a motion to close the public hearing, so we are not. We're going to close the public hearing. So, board, now that the public hearing is over, is there any discussion or a motion? Board member Fulcher.
A moment. Do we have a? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, that's even better. All right. Well, seeing as how last week, I believe the voters did make clear their opinion on this, their public opinion. So I move to approve resolution number TBD 2023-002, a resolution of the governing board of the Monroe Transportation Benefit District adopting a budget for the 2024 fiscal year. The resolution also sets forth the effective date and provides that its provisions are severable from one another. That's new. Thank you.
Okay, the motion's been made by board member Fulcher, seconded by board member Davis. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Since we're having so many technical difficulties, I would say that I neglected to say that board member Gamble would not be here this evening. So if you could please make sure you have that on the notes, that'd be great. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Oh my goodness. The next item on the agenda is public comments. Here we go. Is there anybody online that would like to speak? Is there anybody in the room that would like to speak? For those attending remotely, Please indicate if you would like to speak by clicking raise hand. I will recognize each speaker at the appropriate time. If you're joining by phone, dial *9 to raise hand. 3 minutes will be allowed per speaker. Is there anybody online that's jumped on? Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on from the public comment section. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Board Member Kenny,
I move to approve the consent agenda as provided in the packet.
the motion's been made by Board Member Kenny, seconded by Board Member Davis. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries 6-0. The next item on the agenda is staff department reports. Would anybody like to report anything regarding specifically the Transportation Benefit District? Okay, there's no board members that would like to speak, but I have a staff member at the microphone. Board member, or board member, staff member Hasser, Director Hasser.
Thank you, Chairman Hanford. So I just wanted to mention, and it was alluded to earlier, for those that have not seen it, the results from the preliminary results is published by Snohomish County on the Transportation Benefit District request to renew the sales tax is currently passing at just under 58%. And it has been hovering around that over the last few days. Looking this evening, the next update will be released on the 17th. But again, as I mentioned, each update has had us at around the same place. So we feel really good about it. Election results will not be certified until the 28th. But what that means then is when this current 10-year period expires at the end of 2028, we'll be able to just seamlessly continue on into the next 10-year period. So once we get the certification, we will contact Department of Revenue. They said that we can let them know anywhere up to like 2 years ahead of time. And then they will have that in their records. So everything should be seamless. The other thing that I wanted to give you an update on, as you saw earlier this evening, we had the entrance conference for the state audit of the Transportation Benefit District. Because of our size and being a single purpose district, we get the audit once every 2 to 3 years. This is a 3-year period that they are auditing. Even though we just did the entrance, we are actually getting ready and wrapping up the audit. So it is about concluded. At the last status update meeting that we had with them, they continue to report that there have been no issues that they have found to date. So that is good news. But again, who knows until the end of the audit. So what is interesting about this is that with the Transportation Benefit District, outside of paying for the auditors and for the liability insurance, it actually does not have any accounts payable, because when we reimburse the city, we do it through a journal entry. So, and then the accounts payables that make up the request for that journal entry actually gets audited on the city side, which is also occurring at the same time as this audit. So Chairman Hanford, that is my report this evening, and I'm available for any questions.
Great, thank you very much. Are there any questions? Okay, there's no questions, and there's no need for an executive session, is that correct? Okay, then with that, we are adjourned. Good night.